Why did you jump right to marriage and not settle for civil union?
Well, several reasons. Number one, I think that in the law, sometimes compromises have to be made, but you should start where you want to be. And number two, to me, civil unions smack somewhat of separate but equal and of second-class citizenship. If we're going to deny full equality, there has to be a compelling reason, and I keep waiting to hear that compelling reason. And if there's going to be a differentiation between marriage and what gay people are allowed to do, what is the justification for that? And in the absence of one, I think full equality has to be the default option.
I also have a partner. We have been together now for 7 years. And in 2003, we went up to Vermont to get a civil union because we thought that the legal arrangement, at least as limited as it was even then, was better than nothing. And I think the question that was asked earlier, whether you want marriage or civil union, I can tell you right now, you want marriage. Because, first of all, it was in Vermont, and we don't go to Vermont very often. But even just following the debate in Vermont, it was interesting to see what they had to do in order to make civil union the equivalent of marriage. It wasn't simply a decree that said marriage and civil unions are the same thing at law. They had to change every insurance law. They had to change every kind of social service agency law. All of the rules and regulations had changed. So you stopped to figure out how much money had to be spent by the government to create this separate but equal status, which is supposed to be the equivalence anyway, because all of the rights were being given to the civil union people as opposed to those who were married. It kind of opens up the idea that it's even that separate but equal status. Just calling it something else is not helpful. And in the long run is not helpful to the people who are actually living under that status as well.
I'm all for incremental change and I'm all for strategic change, but we have to also have some portion of the activist community talk about what we really want. And one of the debates we had is people said, well, you know, we're going to go in there and we're going to say we're not here for marriage, we just want the anti-discrimination. I'm like, well, do you think, I mean, suppose a senator or a House member says, but you ultimately want marriage, right? And what are you going to say, no? I mean, of course that's ultimately, we want full equality, ultimately. And I think that we can't really hide that by being too cute.